Kai Kisuke is a strong all-rounder character in Guilty Gear Strive that is able to fight you up close with strong strike throw mix-ups, as well as be able to combat you from afar with some good pokes and his fireball game as well. Arc System Works, though, decided to give one of the three kings a little bit more juice, and today we're going to be looking at all those changes. This current screen is the old patch of the game, and this screen here is going to be the new patch of the game. So without further ado, let's go over Kai Kisuke's changes. So they gave him a few buffs to a few of his normals, where Far Slash and Heavy Slash have faster startups. And we compare that to the old version of the game. You can sort of just tell the difference of speed, right? This is good. It buffs his neutral because he's got faster pokes. It buffs his offense because he can keep things a little tighter, delay his pressure a little bit more. In addition to that, he's able to possibly get a couple of easier combo routes just because, you know, these moves would be used in combos. And so now, because they're faster, it could possibly mean that some difficult links that you had before might be a little bit easier with these moves now. So that's something to keep in mind. There's a lot of implications when you change the speed of a normal. Speaking of, they did do one nerf to him, which is 2S is slower startup. We don't have the exact frame data just yet, but this normal is reportedly slower in their patch notes, so that is something to sort of just have to accept, right? But, you know, he's got a lot of things. They did fix the bug with his jumping dust where the hitbox could cause a slowdown effect. Not sure what that looked like. They changed a few things about his stun edges, right? Where the slash and heavy slash versions on all of them have increased launch height and reduced the horizontal blowback distance. So, quite interesting to see what that all sort of means and entails. I have messed with a combo route that looks something like this. Actually, yeah, no. So what it does do, there's something very definitive with the heavy slash version. You can see I try to do that mid-screen. I'm not really able to get much of anything, but if I do this here, I can actually add it into my combos now and add in quite a bit of damage. So that's a nice, cool change for him there. It feels like something that really impacts his heavy stun edge more, but there's probably a few niche situations where or some aerial combo routes I haven't been able to see yet, where using those versions of his stun edge are going to result in some cool looking things. So we should be on the lookout for improved stun edge combo gameplay. There's another nerf that he did get as well, and this is a nerf that I am by all means jiving with. They nerfed his stun dipper. So they have reduced the startup on it. It is now no longer a 6-frame option. I think it's like a 7-frame or possibly even slower option. So a really good way of showcasing this is that if you were to make Leo, if you were to block Leo's core circle forward slash attack, you were actually able to punish it with this stun dipper option. But now that is no longer the case. I did it on the wrong thing. So this move is slower. It does have increased recovery as well. So now, if you were to have the opponent in shock state, right? Let's look at the old version of the game here. We're going to make Axel low block. You know, block crouching. We're going to make him counterattack with something like 2K, I think. I'm going to pick arbitrarily stuff. I'm pretty sure there's better things, right? So, you know, apply stun state. At frame traps, that's rude. Right, so he's able to punish that there in some situations, right? It's more so the case even here if we make Axel low do many of the same things. So we'll make him guard. We're going to make him counterattack on block with try close slash. Why not, right? That actually punishes, right? So we see that far slash punish, even in the shock state, is able to work. And now I'm actually curious if I've labbed into a better answer to it, right? So let's see how it works here, right? So we're going to apply this. Okay, it's still caught before. So But overall, it's going to be easier to punish. Do check this out with your characters because they want this move to be a little more punishable. They did add a little launcher effect to this as well. So, like, if I were to hit you with this Stun Dipper, you see that Axel Low kind of pops up initially. This is all to just preserve the Okizeme that Kai gets on hit, right? So, if you look at these two situations... All this is to make sure that with the changes, because there's increased recovery, Kai is still able to maintain like the same level of offense. So it's not really anything else besides that one. It's not like a new combo routing or anything like that. It's just to make sure that Kai's rewards on hit maintained the same, but it's worse on block. It's not as good as a punish tool. So you gotta be a little more careful with Stun Dipper. It seems like Arc Sister Works was like, "Begone Scrub Dipper." That's been my favorite joke name for it. I'm a little toxic. I played him in Rev 2. I'm allowed to be, I guess. Outside of that, there's just a bunch of other like simple increased base damage scalings to it. Fodor, Arc, Dire Eclat, and Ride the Lightning all have reduced damage. Or Ride the Lightning has reduced damage, but Dire Eclat and Fodor Arc, his special moves, have increased base damage scaling, so he's not going to explode you for hitting you with these things, right? And then the last thing as well is that his heavy slash DP is no longer frame 1 invulnerable. It's not a true reversal option anymore. Again, this is just in line with Soul Bad Guy and Leo's changes, so if you want to use a reversal with Kai, you're going to be using the heavy slash DP, right? Again, kind of like just less damage, less reward overall for going for an invincible reversal. Just making it so that you have to use a different tool on your defense. Heavy slash DP, still the exact same damage, same launch. It's a combo tool now, namely. And I think that's a really good way of sort of balancing the game around all of these defensive, or rather just reversal options. So... that's it for Kai Kisuke. He seems like a strong character. He was pretty strong before. Some of the more obnoxious parts of his kit got toned down, but, you know, there's going to be plenty of things to explore with him there. You can't understate the fact that, you know, having better pokes for neutral, that's fairly massive. I think it's going to make him be able to control a lot more matchups easier than he could before. So, excited to see what all the Kai players cook up with him.